Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside Genie, where we will be looking at racing from Turffontein. Today, the 3rd of December, and we're racing on the stand side. Just before we carry on with the business of the racing, a few things I want to quickly make mention of. Outside Genie is a service where we do form analysis, and through our form analysis, we provide you, the punter, with outsider selections that you can add into your play. What we normally do is we give 3 selections per race. The first selection is normally the horse that we think can win the race. That can be at any price. I have given horses as high as 53 to 1, 50 to 1 to win races. And the other 2 selections is our outsider selections in no particular order, which you can then, with our outright winner selections, add into your play. And hopefully, if they arrive, you will be collecting the higher dividend. We offer a part of this video. We also offer a daily subscription service where you can buy a subscription, and every day through a WhatsApp group, you will then receive race by race selections, pick six PAs at affordable prices. We give trifectas and quartets. Some of them has paid well lately. We also give you value bets, the best bet of the day, and they also often arrive, I would say, about 60% of the time. And we also give you all to come doubles of sometimes at nice prices, which some of them has also arrived. So if you want to subscribe to our service, 083 585 5133. I repeat, 083 585 5133. And then lastly, if you want to receive notification when we post our video every day, just click on subscribe now, ring the bell, and you'll be notified every day that we post our video. Now, today at Turffontein, you'll see is the first of the juvenile races. I'm always looking forward to this. It's interesting to see the new, the younger horses, new stallions who've got like first season stallions. But obviously, for me, these are not punting races. Just sit back, enjoy it, relax, and then hopefully later you'll be able to take a bet. But I think really to back on these horses. Who's got no form, you don't know their ability, you're not privileged to any information, and sometimes you are just left with the bookmakers, but they can also be wrong. So, yeah, for my advice always is to just sit back and relax. So let's have a look at the first race. I'm just going to go through. I'll go with you through the betting, and then just quickly work with you through the field. Here we have, and the speed stable are well known for their first timers in juvenile races. But last year, Paul Peter and Warren Kennedy, they I think land up the first 5 or 6 juvenile races. They all won it, and also here, Sean Terry is also a guy that can line them up. So here we have Hindi Princess 16 to 10, Gold Fact 5 to 2, Kuma 3 to 1, 9 to 2, Retail League 7 to 1, Star of the West, Marmalade Cutter 12 to 1, and Scratch number 5, Eastern Bell. So let's quickly just have a look at this. This might be interesting to have a look at this. I'm not going to give you any selections, but I can give you some thoughts. All right, here we have Lance. I've got no idea um, who Lance is. I think I'll do some of my homework, and then maybe, hopefully later, I can tell you. This is from the Sean Terry, Lard Hewitson. Yes, Roy Magner has got a first time, but I must say, I can't think that Roy Magner had juvenile winners first time out. I can't think of out the top of my head, but I might be wrong. Then here we have Star of the West, which is by that stallion Rafif, which is very well related by Grace in May. Then we have called Fact, What a Winter. Inzadaba has thrown quite a few winners. That's by Dynasty, Warren Kennedy, Paul Peter. So that might be the stable elect. Here we have Eastern Bell, Global Views. I do like the Global Views by Ford with Me. I think that might, and let's want to see what is the scratching here. Oh, that is scratch. Number 5 is scratch. So don't mind. So here we have another What a Winter by Joshua Dance and Me, Keen Kelly. If I'm not mistaken, Keen Kelly has thrown a few winners. Obviously, it looks to me the stable elect, 16 to 10. And here we have Marmalade Cutter, the Duke of Marmalade by Judd Pont. I do like this Duke of Marmalade fillies. So all in all, it's going to be an interesting race. So let's move on to race number 2. And let's have a look at the betting here. Here again we have Paul Peter horse, 15 to 10. Heaven's Goal, Captain's Run, Cornice Peace, 28 to 10. Nara 3 to 1. I'm a Royal 11 to 2. Arctic Skyline 6 to 1. Rosa Bayeux, whatever, 12 to 1. And scratch number 2, Bathing Beauty. So let's have a look quickly here. Arctic Skyline, What a Winter by Trippy. That's nicely bred. Should have some speed. Number 2 is Scratch. 3 is Captain's Run. A Captain of All by Kahal Kahal Secret, if you go and have a look, I'm sure has had a few winners. Evans Girl, Soft Falling Rain by Maggie Muggins as a Dynasty mare. Nicely bred. That's why it's a favorite. Here again is Roy Magner, Captain of All by Caesar Me. The breeding doesn't look too bad. Number 6, Nara Virgin Getterich by Elusive Quality Me. Nice breeding that as well. All on board for Dory Sham. He doesn't ride often for them, but I see he's had a winner for them already. And then here for me is the interesting one of the lot. Um, I think that this will now be the first 2-year-old of William Longsword. I mean, William Longsword, what a champion by a centenary May. I'm looking forward to see what this horse is going to be to do today. So then let's move on to race number 3, which is a maiden plate for Fraser Mares over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have the Enigma Lagetra 5 to 2, Perfect Angel 4 to 1, Legal Star 9 to 2, 5 to 1, Rosa Prima, Green Hill 6 to 1, 10 to 1, Bent Not Break, Sudden Song 12 to 1, and 20 to 1, and Longer Essence. So yeah, my first selection is I just want to go down there. My first selection is number 5, Lucy Bell. Now, unfortunately, Lucy Bell is drawn wide, and that is my only concern. But this horse has been running on and has been dealing thereabouts, and I think today can run a huge race. Alexander's stable is in form. In my outsider selections is number 4, Legal Star. I think this horse will improve. Muzieni from door 1. Definitely a horse that you need to include into your calculations. I mean, this horse ran in the future behind Flora Vatina 6 lengths. Last time out, Blake was suspended. Now running again for the first time. Legistrate by Jalad May, I think will definitely be in the contention. And then my other outsider is number 13, which is Rosa Prima. Rosa Prima sides that his horse finished 21.9, and definitely a horse that can improve Diane Stinger. So maybe include in your larger quartets and trifectas and big sixes. Then we have number 1 here, La Greta. I mean, this horse has run some decent races, but I don't know what happened last time behind Bend, which never went on over the 1600 meters. Now back over the 1400 meters on the Turffontein course. Murray riding from draw 4 must definitely have a chance. But yeah, again, you never know what's going to happen with a horse like that. One day can run like a champion, the other day he can't beat the dog. So let's move on to race number 4, which is also maiden plate over 1400 meters. And here we have the perennial place getter, second place getter, number 1, number 99, 11 to 10, 4 to 1, Nama Desert, 9 to 1, Victor Lazio, 10 to 1, Smiths, 10 to 1, Genie. Oh, that must be named after me. They just showed the outside of Genie. The Bastille 12 to 1, 20 to 1, and longer the rest. I think really today number 99 must have a huge chance. He's drawn 4, Zaki on board, and I think today might be the day that the horse can go in. My outsider selections in this race, the one outsider is number 7, Smiths. I'm looking for this horse going over the 14 meter for the first time. I think this would suit this horse. He's been thereabouts, not too far behind, and I think maybe those first 3 races was just the distance was just too short, and I think number 7 Smiths will be running a huge race here. Then number 8 the Bastille. The Bastille also, I think, with a 1400 meter and longer will be effective. That ran second fastest to second, but not in a very good time. But I'm sure the Bastille will improve in this race. Here's number 10 Genie, which I also think Lyle Lewison on board. Definitely a horse that I think will also be improving, including the backings of your quartets. Now of Desert to me is very well bred. Silvano by well which are mare. I can't remember, but they are well horses that are running well. It was bred by well Witcher. So number 12 Nam of Desert can be anything. So let's move on to race number 5, which is a merit race at 72 handicap, 1400 meters. I must say today's card is difficult. I couldn't find really one horse that I can say that we can bank him. Here we have City by the Sea 9-2, My Kingdom 9-2, Indumu 11-2, Miss Khalifa 8-1, Melchizedek 8-1, Emily 9-1, Fresh from the USA 9-1, Back to School 10-1, 14-1, and longer the rest. So race 5, here's my selections. Number 7 is Miss Khalifa. Miss Khalifa, you will see this ability rating in this race is a D68. Now Miss Khalifa last time ran in a C Division 74, coming from well off the pace and running on 23.7. And I'm hoping for this horse to repeat today. Miss Khalifa currently at 8-1. In my outsider selections in this race is number 14 and 15. Melchizedek is a full Peter inmate. Muzi Henny from door 2. Muzi is riding well at the moment, and I think this horse is due to win as well. The last time won in September 2019 over the 1450. Now it's going over the 1400 meters. Has been running well against some higher divisions. I mean, here we're running at a D68. This horse is running 74, 72s as well, and not too far behind. And I think Muzi Henny will make a big difference. But a horse that I really think that has got a chance today, it's 45-1. This horse with this jockey on Nkwe. I'll tell you now about this jockey just now in the next race. I'll refer to him again. Now this horse is also running in 72, 71s, but I think with this lightweight of 48, but although from draw 12, free deal can be involved. So put it in your quartets, trifectas, put it in your pick 6 and everything, because if this horse comes in at 45, you'll be smiling, and when you collect your payment, you'll be thanking outside the Genie. So let's now move around to race number 6. It's a middle rate at 84 handicap over 1600 meters. Here's the betting as follows. Number 3, Prospector 18-10, the 8 Lord 28-10, Ice Lord 5-1, 13-2, Eluate, Major Return 9-1, Whipping Boy 10-1, 12-1, Target Tight 5, 16-1, and longer the rest. Scratch number 1 and 2. Now here in my race 6, my first selection is number 7. No, is number 9, Tight 5. So here we have this horse carrying 54, getting -4. And here's this jockey again, Nkwe. Now I can assure you, Sean Terry is the ultimate professional. He will not allow any apprentice to get onto his horses, if he's not sure about their ability. So I'm sure this jockey must have written work for him, and Sean Terry must be happy with the guy. And I think, and that's why in the previous race I selected him, because if Sean Terry has got a confidence in this jockey, then I'm okay with that. He's given a lot of apprentice chances. This horse was only carrying 50, did win well last time out over the 1400 very easily, never in doubt. Before that, they ran a 23.9, and I think Tight 5. It's not always that I tip a horse out straight from a maiden, but I think we'll run a huge race. For the lads was also trained by Sean Terry, and also won a few races. I really like this number 5, Tight 5. Then for outsider selections, you can look at number 8, Eluate. It's a Futura by Captain Almeid, Warren Kennedy. This horse improved last time. Before that, ran behind pack leader. Pack leader ran in a future race. Did improve last time against Oscar Wilde. Stayed on, and I think number 8 will definitely be a factor in this race. My other outsider selection is number 6, Ice Lord, another Terry runner. The horse has been running well, always there and thereabouts, having run in this division and also in the same race as you lead just behind him, behind Oscar Wilde. So I think 6, Ice Lord, definitely a horse that you need to include in all your play. The 8 Lord won well last time out and can follow up, always also a contender. Then Whipping Boy did won 2 races ago, then ran in a higher division, now back in a little lower division. Muzieni rides. If you can afford, put it into your quartets, trifectas, and pick 6 selections. Here we have race number 7, all to come for this a mare's maiden 72. Let's have a look at the betting here. Here we have 6 to 1 the field. Tartan Dancer 6 to 1. Fly North 6 to 1. 8 to 1 Pin Up. 8 to 1 Andura. 8 to 1 Plumfield. 1 0 Wonder. 9 to 10. 9 to 1. Liverpool 9 to 1. She's a Glow 12 to 1. Inferno 12 to 1. 60 to 1 and longer the rest. Now here in the race 7, I can't believe that this horse is 7 to 1. If you have a look here, we're racing here in a Class D, average merit rating 69 now. Number 1, Caesar Glow. I think this, if you have a look at this horse is ran in 87s, 85, 77s, against some useful opposition. And I do feel Caesar Glow in this race, this distance, will suit her, the captain of all by National Assembly, and got a jockey who likes to win with horses of long prices. And I think she should, if they can restrain her a little bit, just give it a bit of a chance. She should is going to run a huge race here today. That I'm certain of. Then we have my outside sector, number 4, Anatura. Has been knocking on the door. Lyle Hewitson on board, but running from draw 12, but can be a contender at the finish. And then my other outsider selection is way down here, and that's number 14, Plumfield. This horse always runs on too late, but one of these days they're gonna get it right, and this horse is gonna finish and win. You have to see, look here, always fastest 400, second fastest to 400. So, but he always finds himself at the end of the field running on. But for that, I would think this horse would have been more than just a 2-time winner. But one of these days he's going to get it right. So let's move on to race number 8. Here we have one of these classified stakes, Class D, average merit rated 69. So let's have a look at the betting. Here we have Quadjet Trip 15 to 4, Gang Leader 13 to 2, Afro 7 to 1, My Queen 9 to 1, Touch of Fate 9 to 1, Cell Connection 10 to 1, Bridge of Spies 12 to 1, 14 to 1, Big City Girl, Winter's Power, Florence 14 to 1, 18 to 1, and longer the rest. Now here my first selection is number 8, and this is Florence. It's getting the minus 2.5, but this horse is now running in a D69, but has run against some decent horses. Here the horse won 2 races in a row last year. This time, if you have a look here, 3 December, it's exactly to the date that this horse won his second race, and then followed it up with winning his first race. Now horses I've seen in the past, that horses sometimes they return to the form they had a year ago. And then this horse has been running against some decent opposition. But the thing is, this horse has run over 1,000 meters and 1,200 meters. Now, if you look at the 1,200 meters, he always fights in the last 200 meters. So definitely the 1,000 meters, I think, is this horse's this mare's optimum distance. Today, again, over the 1,000 meters, getting the -2.5. And I think Florence today will run a huge race. For outsider selections, I've gone through with this table with my queen, Pierre Stradom, also running down in class here today. Did win 2 races before with Stradom on board. And in my other outsider selections, number 5, Touch of Fate, who ran a brilliant race last time out in a 75 and a 79, now in a 69, and I think Touch of Fate also with Jason Gage. This jockey is really underrated. He really rides well, and I'm also looking for him to be in the finish. Here we have number 1. When I opened up immediately I was with quite a trip, but then I realized this horse is carrying a 3-year-old carrying 62. Yeah, he's run against some useful opposition here, but the 62 against some horses that's getting weight from, like Cell Connection. I think Cell Connection also have a chance with the -4. Is really putting him at a disadvantage, and I think he'll battle to win this race. He might place, but I'm not so sure he can win this race with 62 on board. Yeah, there's a lot of horses of chances in this race. Yes, Karen B, who won last time out, and that form was not frank. 9 races already, no winners, but it might be that there's some horse that has won second or third time after running behind Karen B. But again, yeah, it must be love hasn't won yet again. So yeah, I think Karen B today is gonna find it hard to run in this to win in this opposition. So all in all, a very difficult card today. I hope I could give you pointers in the right direction. And as I always say, break a leg.